This is an outdoor grill pit, barbecue pit that I built out of concrete blocks. And I want you to notice at the bottom of the layer of the blocks, they've got the holes so that the air can get through this to keep the fire supplied. And notice that I've got two widths of block, 8 and 6 inch. This is basically a heat retaining wall at the top, and the bottom one is basically to let the air through. But there's a lip that goes all the way around this thing, and that's going to support the back and that end of the grill. So you build your bed of coals, let them burn down, and cook your food. That's a homemade outdoor barbecue pit. And you can roast a whole hog on that at once. I usually do a turkey and a ham at Thanksgiving on it at the same time. So that's, why do you do that in the country? Well, that was a pretty interesting one. Oh, I better go get my bucket. Where is it? I guess I already took it in. Okay. Now we're going to make something that you can pay big money at a fancy grocery store and buy, and that's called peanut butter and jelly in the same jar. I brought out an almost empty peanut butter jar, and I'm basically going to take about a third of this out, because I don't like a whole lot of jelly in my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That looks about right. All good cooks lick their fingers. I use jam. In store that you get jelly and peanut butter. Jelly does not spread good for me. I like jam. So basically what we're going to do is we're going in here. We're going to fill that hole up that we just cut out of there. When you're out on the trail with a backpack and you're moving through the woods and you're camping, or what do you call it, escape and evade, you need about 2,500 calories a day. After about a month of that, you won't have any body fat left. That ain't pretty, but I'm not an artist either. And I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator as a survival thing that'll go in my backpack. I'm gonna make a sandwich. This is what I call trail bread. You can't crush it. It won't spoil. It won't mold. So get as much jelly as you like, as much peanut butter as you like, and you have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you carried a loaf of bread in a backpack for 4 weeks out on the trail, it wouldn't look any better than this tortilla does. See, there's two things in a fanny pack that are your enemy. One of them is space, the other one is weight. Space and weight are your enemy. So you've got to make everything very compact and very light, and always pack plastic containers. I don't know how long you want to stand there and watch me eat this sandwich, but it tastes good. Chunk tuna in a pack, sardines, anchovies, Vienna sausages, little cans of Spam, peanut butter and jelly in a jar, flour or tortillas, 2 types of soup, chili, beef stew, corned beef hash, and roast beef. Now the big cans are things you put in your big backpack, and in your little boogie bag, I would stick to the peanut butter and jelly and the tuna, because you get a lot of calories in lightweight. Remembering you need 2,500 calories a day to be comfortable boogieing through the woods and moving fast. But you could stretch that stuff out and go to 1,500 calories a day, and between what I could load into this big backpack here, I could probably go 4 weeks in the woods, but I'd have to scrimp on the food. Ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-dee, that's all, folks. This is a fishing vest, or it could be a turkey vest. Notice pinned to it I have a ball compass. I have a backup compass with a thermometer in it. I have an LED light and an emergency whistle. Here's 2 types of gloves thin leather gloves, and these are wool gloves. And here's a two-piece deluxe vinyl PVC rain suit with a hood on it. And a couple of samples of knife. Here's a cheap folding knife. Well, this is actually not for camping. This is for fighting, and it's sharpened on both edges, so you can cut this way, you can cut this way. You can do a tendon shot, you can do a vein shot, you can do a neck slice. You can come up through the groin and get that inside artery. Come across, the guy's guts are laying on the ground. And this is a little clip. It is like that. You put like a piece of visqueen in there, and then you run this up like that, and it grips it really tight. Got a hole in the end. That's for guying things and tying between two trees to put up your emergency shelter with. Tie wraps, indispensable. So you can take 3 of these and daisy chain and make a tourniquet with it. Real nice tent stake. And here's a cheap one. I bought it. This is like a railroad spike. Got a spiral groove running all the way up it. Now this is what I would carry on my boogie bag strapped to it. It's a U-Haul blanket. This has got nylon thread about every 1/4 of an inch crisscrossed. Virtually indestructible. Typical cheap Wally World tent. Jin Wung Incorporated. Sounds Chinese to me. Hope it's not got any lead paint in it. This is a serious tent. This is one I'd put on my backpack. This is by Kelty. That's a $350 tent. For all you wimps, we have in here a self-inflating pillow. And last but not least is something I wouldn't go camping without. This is a self-inflating closed cell foam. The reason it's a closed cell foam is it won't pick up water. And you notice it too has a valve, but you lay this thing out and open the valve and it'll inflate flat. So that's some typical shelter type items and some clothing items. And well, this is my alley cleaner. 5 in the chamber, 5 on the handle. This has been mothballed. It's covered with Vaseline and wrapped with saran wrap. This is a bolt action rifle with a 14-inch barrel, and it's got a clip that you push down 4 rounds, I think it's in the inside, and it shoots the center fire 223, and it's drilled and tapped for scopes. That's a serious varmint pistol. Here's another varmint pistol. I've never even shot this one. It's a Smith & Wesson, but it's a Glock type thing, and that's the 9mm spare magazine. They don't make this gun anymore. This is a 22 revolver. Notice up close it's got adjustable sights on it in the rear, and I could take this squirrel hunting. Now I got to show you my favorite toy. This is called American Arms Black Widow. This gun has 5. That was 22 rimfire. See, the dog's left town. That's some serious stopping power at close range. That's a belly gun, good maybe 50 feet, depending on how good you are. This gun is so small. You see the gun? You walk right up on somebody with that in your hand and they won't even know about it until you go like this. Too late then, Jack. Kid dead. So that's the gun show, folks. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry.